1, 2, 3, 4. When you grow up, will you be strong? Will you be happy? Will you get along? When you grow up.
John Fried and Dina Schottges are musicians, but they're also parents, and that means they can relate to the words of this song, written by a father for his son. But for John O'Neill, these words mean much more. They document more than a decade of living with his son's autism. John is a writer, but he'd never written a song before. So when he went to his friends John and Dina, of the alternative pop band The Cucumbers, there was a real potential for disaster.
I really didn't know what to expect when I got this email that he said, I got some things, maybe you turn them into songs, and frankly I was kind of dreading it, because I thought, if I don't like them, if they're terrible, what do I say? And they were not terrible. In fact, they were wonderful. Love in your heart, will it find a home?
The songs came fast and furious. They basically wrote themselves.
This has happened over and over again with John's lyrics. When I read them, I immediately start hearing music. It just happens. And it was this moment, I gotta get a guitar, I said, and there was one on my lap, and I was playing a lick, and I said, well, that's the first song, and it was.
Who's gonna be there to take you all the places that I can't be?
For the next 5 days, every free moment I had, I worked on finishing them up, you know. And then I went over to John's house about a week later and played them and at his kitchen table for him and James' mother, Marcia, and it was kind of an emotional moment.
It was astonishing. I mean, it was so far beyond what I had sent over to him that it just took it to a different plane, and that's just, it's the power of music. It was upsetting, but it was really a thrill at the same time.
A little bit sweet, a little bit strange.
John's lyrics speak about the emotional roller coaster that parents go through with an autistic child, but also about parenting issues that are universal.
People tend to think of it as this strange, mysterious thing with really extreme effects, and I sometimes say it's the same problems, just with the volume turned way up.
Like many kids who are different, James has struggled to adapt at school.
It's hard to find friends, it's hard to find the time to hang out. It's hard to know a real close relationship. And worst of all, the most embarrassing part, romance.
I think part of it is kids getting to know him and realizing, you know, there's a lot going on there. There's a great kid in there that they can respond to and relate to once they get past the fact that there's some differences.
When the sun rises up on the mountain top and daylight breaks in the valley, that's when you know the night has gone and he'll be coming in the sweet golden dawn.
John and Dina have put together more than 20 songs with John's lyrics. They personally raised funds with private performances and sought out musicians to record the songs. The final album, Songs of the Spectrum, features artists like Jackson Browne and Marshall Crenshaw, and it's been a thrill for the O'Neill family.
It feels like you're a star and you're becoming a big celebrity on the TV and the complete media.
And when John sat down with me and played the first song, it's like, wow, I couldn't believe this was what I had written coming back. And then to hear it turned into what these wonderful artists did, it's just, it's been amazing to me.